Hi guys, just a warning that the spoilers do start immediately, so if you really don't want any spoilers, do switch off now.
Five,
Four, three, two, one. That was a nice comment.
Fucking hell, Kylo Ren, his Han Solo's son. Fucking
that was
hell, that was
because I was trying to
twist.
guess who he was.
I know, that was the biggest fucking twist. He kills Han, and fucking hell, I've just said the two biggest spoilers.
Well, good thing we gave people 5 seconds to turn up.
Exactly. If you missed that deadline, if your computer was slow, I'm so sorry, but fucking hell, that was intense. That was one of the standout scenes of the film for me, I think.
What, on the bridge?
Well, on the bridge, it was beautifully shot.
It was beautifully shot, but I knew what was going to happen.
I know. I sort of knew what was going to happen.
And I sat there in my chair going, "No, go back."
It's how the light sort of comes in from. That's the sort of image. It's just,
and the dialogue as well.
Exactly. And it's really well done, and it's they don't just do it because it needs to be done, but it adds to Kylo's character. It adds to Han's character.
Because his name's actually Ben, isn't it?
Yeah, Ben
Solo.
Ben Solo. Yeah. And then it also means they don't have to drag Harrison Ford through the press junkets again next year.
Well, it makes sense because I think that was one of the very early theories, wasn't it? That one of the main.
Yeah, and plus I don't think Harrison Ford wanted to do many more after the first one either. To be honest, I mean, I still think he gave it his best.
Well, I mean, there are worse things that he's helped bring back, like the fourth Indiana Jones,
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
No, I thought it was clever to use the old cast actors in the first film in order to make the bridge between the two trilogies.
Yeah,
but Han Solo couldn't have stayed the focus for the whole thing because it wouldn't have allowed a new story.
But I think
really
they
get told.
It was so neat how they took him off whilst adding to the villain, adding to the main hero, because Rey obviously had their connection with Han as well.
Yeah, they build quite a rapport quite fast.
Yeah, I mean it's perfectly done. I mean the film. I think one of the best things about the film is that I was worried at first, like, oh, does this need to happen? This film, but now I'm really assured that it is still fresh. It's still going without just the cynical motive of.
You almost said cynical optimists.
I did. Without the cynical motive of just building cash for Disney.
Yeah, it's got a nice creative direction.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there's a few there's bits where it's rushed. Like, it's not the perfect film, which is why I'd only give it an 8.
Only. I give it a 9, but it's nearly a perfect film.
Well, you somehow gave it a 7 if it wasn't Star Wars, and a 9 if it.
If you took all the Star Warsness away, then it would be a 7. Because it's still a well, but it's because, but you have to rely. Like, it's a film that has to rely on previous, because it goes in with the assumption
building
that
on a legacy.
Yeah, exactly. It goes in with the assumption you've seen the other Star Wars films, and so yeah, there's just like certain things that wouldn't connect as well if it wasn't part of a saga.
Yeah,
like one of the most enjoyable moments in the cinema was when Rey and Finn see the ship get destroyed, and then they say, "All right, we're gonna have to take that ship." Camera pans round and it's the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, because that made me shocked a bit.
And then there's
the trailers imply that it's Han Solo still as a Falcon.
Yeah, and then there's the classic sort of John Williams, and it's just like that's an exciting moment. Which, like those sort of moments, if it wasn't Star Wars, if it didn't have a legacy, they wouldn't. Without those moments in the film, it wouldn't have been as good a film, I don't think.
Yeah,
but like that doesn't mean I'm not meaning to say that it is a bad film. I'm just that it's not a capable film. I'm just saying it's more enjoyable than it is. You can't destructure it that much. Like, you can't analyse it too much because it's there to be enjoyed, not to be analysed.
Yeah,
and I think it works best when you go in, sort of relax and just watch it for what it is.
I think almost the new film has probably the most, because of the huge amounts of CGI in the prequels. Like, it wasn't to the film's detriment too much. I mean, the plot and the chemistry between the actors was, but
I actually think there was less to do with the actors. I think it was more to do with the writing.
Yeah, but I think
and direction.
The photorealism.
Do you want to try and make this line of dialogue sound natural? I hate sand. It's so coarse and rough and
it gets
everywhere. Like, who could say that with, or love won't save you, Padme. Only my new powers can do that. Like, I think, hey, I'm going to defend Hayden Christensen while I'm here. While I've already stuck my foot in it, I'm going to fucking defend Hayden Christensen for giving it a go.
Right.
I know. He gave it a go, and like the fucking script was absolutely dire. So anyway, sorry, I'll stop defending episode 3 before I get spoons thrown through my bedroom window at night.
It's a good example of how less is more, because I'm pretty sure in the scripts, at lightsaber fights for the prequels, it literally just says they fight. Like, I know it didn't. I know at least in the drafts, because it was on one of like the behind the scenes things. So clearly, from they fight, they get those really good fight scenes. From all that dialogue, they get absolute crap. Sorry.
We say really good fights.
Like, I do enjoy the prequels, but they're just not as good.
No.
And like, if you think about them too seriously,
although I do prefer episode 3 to episode 6, and that is the only point where I think they cross over.
Like, the only thing I'd say is like the prequels were like the TV show Heroes. Like, it was fine to enjoy, but for God's sake, do not think about it at all, because otherwise it'll ruin it.
And I think they sort of ruined Palpatine as a character in that one fight he did. Oh no, sorry, the first fight he did with Mace Windu. I'm going to complain about that scene while I'm here and while we're on the subject of Star Wars.
Apparently this is just a very broad review of Star Wars now.
I'll get back to Force Awakens, but first I just want to mention how bad that scene was when Palpatine fights Windu.
It looks worse for those Jedi Masters that die.
Oh, it's like they stand there and fucking wait for Palpatine to like dive over, and it's not like apparently in the novelization it's supposed to be he's lightning quick and like, but he raises his lightsaber while literally killing them. Like, and whereas in the film, what the fuck happened there? He slowly sort of waves his lightsaber in their general direction, and they go throw their arms in the air, just wait to be killed. And that's the worst fight. They should have gotten a stunt double for Ian McDiarmid, because he's a great actor and I love his dialogue as Palpatine, but Jesus, don't get him to do the fucking fight scenes. That's just woeful. Anyway, sorry, back to Force Awakens. Where were we?
We keep on getting sidetracked, don't we?
We do. Where were we? We were talking about
Force Awakens. Yeah. It was the new Star Wars film that came out.
Oh, really? When? Yeah, Rey. Yeah, probably one of my new favourite characters other than BB-8.
Oh, BB-8 was great.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed...
We said that in the spoiler-free bit.
Yeah,
he's not the Sith Lord.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was a false. That was a red herring from us. In case you actually believe that. But no, I enjoyed because I made jokes because he was selling all that BB-8 merchandise before the film even came out.
I know, yeah.
And I was just watching the film, almost hoping a little bit in the back of my mind that all he'd do is like swear. Or tell like racist statements, and then like
I said to Dan,
all these toys that people have. Are,
exactly. I bought when they brought out the Kylo Ren lightsaber, and everyone rushed to buy one on the first day. And I said to my mate, like, what if he is
what if he is
a bad person? Like, not in just evil. What if he's really bad?
Or what if he was just really useless, like really crap?
Or yeah,
like he's got like the lightsaber,
it's
and then
crazy
ends up killing himself.
How much stuff they bought out for the Force Awakens before they even knew the characters, but they did turn out to be roughly as they're portrayed in the. Although Kylo Ren, far more to him than what's shown in the trailers. I really like the whole tribute act villain, because he's essentially a tribute act to Vader.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the mask.
I'm not sure, because that's one of the other unanswered questions, is how he gets Darth Vader's mask.
Well, there's a theory online that the Knights of Ren must have clearly slaughtered Ewoks, which... because they had to go back to Endor at some point. And unfortunately, it's safe to assume that the Ewoks have all been slaughtered, Phil.
Because I think the only...
Phil, the Ewoks.
I like the Ewoks. They're nice and cute and cuddly.
They've all been slaughtered now.
Oh, well, they gone now.
Think about it. They would have got to that planet. The Ewoks are naturally aggressive and naturally sort of inquisitive to new. They would have seen the Knights of Ren. They would have popped over to them and be like, "Woo, everything," and then slaughtered. It's undeniable, really. They could not have survived it.
I appreciate the somber delivery you're giving these lines as well.
The Ewoks are dead by the time The Force Awakens.
I mean, the only other explanation would be that for some reason Luke took it with him, and then Kylo took it off Luke in training.
No.
But I have no idea why Luke would want that.
I think they must have gone back to get it. I think he probably learned about Darth Vader from stories.
Yeah.
And I think
I
think one of the plot points that might
cautionary tales, wasn't it, about Darth Vader? Yeah. And then he just went and did everything that Darth Vader did.
And because he's got that sort of... In fact, I actually saw one of the very subtle links to the... Well, one of the very few links to the prequels is that I saw a bit of sort of Anakin's character done better. Better written, but there was quite a lot of Anakin's character in Kylo Ren. He had that sort of aggression... And sort of, he was quite easily distraught emotionally. But it was done again. I'm not saying he was a bit like Hayden Christensen's delivery. Because again, I've just contradicted my own argument from earlier. It was written better than Hayden Christensen's dialogue.
And delivered better. This is my opinion, so you're not contradicting yourself. I'm just saying what you want to say, but you don't want to.
Honestly, I think like. I don't know. Imagine if we put Hayden... An interesting experiment would be to put Hayden Christensen as Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens.
For a second, like when you see the back of his head, I was worried that he was. I thought he was going to be a clone of Vader. For some reason.
But also, apparently Ewan McGregor was in it.
Yeah.
Very brief. His voice, very briefly.
Yeah, because they said they got him to do the dub over of you. And actually, it's actually... The line that gets delivered is a combination of Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor, because of the way they managed to splice it together, and it all came out naturally. So I thought that was cool.
That's that is the only link to the prequels that I found.
I mean, there are questions. Like I say, there are questions like, if the Killer Death Moon has to absorb a planet, does that mean it moves around?
A sun.
Has to absorb a sun to fire. Does that mean it moves around?
Props.
Then why does it have to fire from such a distance?
Sorry.
Why did R2-D2 wake up? I know you said like
BB-8 headbutted him,
and then he like started very slowly booting up, because unlike BB-8 that is running Windows 10,
right, I'll tell you what happened. R2-D2
is still running Windows 3.1.
R2 had a very heavy night. BB-8 in that scene, what you didn't see was that he put a plate of bacon down, and like R2's hangover sort of slowly realised there was bacon in the room, and then he sort of thinks, shit, that's bacon. I'm on a massive... fucking hell, I've got this map, bro, and this might actually fucking do something. Also, Han just died, so we need some nice fun character to...
I mean, possibly it's that Luke has just been following the whole situation, because he's like the ultimate force. Like, I know in the expanded universe, Luke essentially becomes the most overpowered Jedi ever.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance he was just sat in his little hermit island, just watching everything. And then he was like, that was meant to be a finger click, but I can't click my fingers, so there we go. And R2-D2 just turned on.
Nah.
I was like, oh, let's go find Luke.
No, because why would he be like...
He's finally got...
He wouldn't be like, come and find me. He clearly wanted to stay hidden. Because he was more in exile, wasn't he?
True, but if he was following the events, he would have seen that there was another Force user.
No, I don't think that's where...
Bear in mind, I'm making this up on the spot, so...
I know, yeah, I know.
There's probably loads of holes in it.
I don't think that's where they'd go. I think he'd still want to be missing, but... I don't know. But, I think they missed a trick in the fact that they could have gotten away with not telling people that he was in this film.
Yeah.
Like, because then it's... sort of because in the original script apparently he was going to pop up a lot earlier, and they said they didn't do that because otherwise people lose a bit of faith in the new characters. Whereas actually, because they've told us all that Luke's going to pop up, you're sort of constantly thinking, oh right, when are they going to get Luke? And at the end of the film you know it's going to be him as a cliffhanger. So I think they could have, that last scene would have had a little bit more power if she goes up to that hooded man, it turns around and it's Luke, and then you're all like, whoa. And then
although you just spent the whole as soon as the beginning said Luke Skywalker.
I know, but they could have kept that a bit more. Like, I don't know. I think they could have.
They could have done the whole film without, because then I don't know. I think the last scene you would have guessed it was Luke.
Yeah, I know, but it would. I mean,
it would have made it more of a surprise.
They just made it a big deal, saying like, "Oh, Mark Hamill's in this film." It's like,
Yeah.
he is, but for like 10 seconds of no dialogue.
Yeah, because it's not even as if.
Well, I mean,
it's one of those films.
Yeah,
with the
because
cast list
I
at
think
the
it's
beginning.
because they've told us he's in it. Like we expect a little bit more. Like, plus they even showed a little clip of him, which was in the film, but it was only part of a flashback or flash forward. You know, when he reaches out and touches R2.
Yeah.
With the metal hand, like they put that in the trailer to show Luke's in the film, and then when he's not really even in the film, it's a bit like, oh, okay. But if they did it the other way around and didn't put any Luke-ness in the cast or trailer or anything, then we would have been like, oh, it's a sneaky bit of Luke.
It could have been a lucrative venture.
Ah, fuck off. So, all right, we're nearly getting up to half an hour. Final thoughts.
I thought it was really good.
Mm.
There is like, if you do Google searches around, you'll find lists of things that are unconcluded from the film, which I hope they don't forget about. I hope they all get to it, because the film did.
It's not written by Stephen Moffat.
It could have benefited from a longer runtime, I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
So some of the second half of the film is a bit rushed. But I really like the first half, and all the stuff in Jakku is really good.
Mm.
The stuff with like Han and them trying to find the rebels, and like even the attack on like the place with the traitor guy and his wibbly wobbly stick.
Maz's castle, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that stuff was all really good. Like,
I know.
it's
Yeah,
just
again,
like
I think like extended
defeat-
running time, we could have had a bit more of Maz and whatever.
You could have had a bit more of the second half about the supermoon and the actual impact of it destroying those Republican planets.
But
Republic planets.
Republic.
Republican planets. Give every citizen a gun.
We're gonna make this republic safe. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
It's a really good film.
It's really good. Yeah, I really
thank
enjoyed
you,
it.
thank you, JJ, and everyone involved for.
Yes, JJ, I've got less qualms with you now.
Finally.
After you did something right and didn't do the Star Trek again.
I wasn't really that fussed about. But to be fair, I wasn't that fussed about Star Trek to begin with. So.
Yeah. Although I thought that there's a whole nother video. Thoughts on the first two Star Trek films. Maybe we'll do it when Star Trek Beyond comes out and we don't see it.
I didn't even see Into Darkness until it was announced that JJ was doing Star Wars. So I was like, I better watch Into Darkness to see what Star Wars won't be like.
All I'll say is from the trailer of Star Trek Beyond, they appear to just be trying to rip off Guardians of the Galaxy.
Probably, yeah.
So
they got the music and everything, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it's written by Simon Pegg, and I think it's become a bit of an arrogant one.
I think it'll be a real shame if it is literally just them trying to chase the Marvel.
Yeah.
What Marvel's doing.
Like DC.
Like DC and most people.
Well, that's...
I think that's a good place to wrap up.
That's about it for Force Awakens. Good stuff.
Top cack.
Yeah.
Yep. So, there'll probably be another video coming out soon about Doctor Who Series 9, so
well,
keep
there will
a
be,
lookout.
because we're about to record it, but shh.
Spoilers! We wait another 15 minutes for those spoilers. So, yeah, there'll be uploads for a few weeks, and then we'll try and do something.
A few weeks? Bloody hell, we're recording
I'm going to split this video into 10 2-minute parts. Wait, no, it'd be 10 3-minute parts. Okay. Almost 11.
All right. Get the point. We got the joke the first time.
Shall I tell it a few more times before we quit? Or should I just tell it again in the next video?
That's it from me. I've been NGM.
And I've been trying to carry a conversation.
And I've
making
done
bad
that,
jokes.
I've done that the wrong way around. It should be you who signs us off normally. You've been Haddo.
And you've been NGM.
Yeah, that'll do.
So he'll see you later.
And so will he.
Bye.
Bye.